something that I wanted to like and gave a chance to before it went south. The Casino Gauntlet match. And they had established on television that Mark Briscoe and MJF were going to be the first two guys, and that's been the concentration of the thing. The attention on the build has been MJF and Briscoe, and they've been doing promos with each other. And as I said last week on one of the shows here, if they'd started doing the right thing 2 years ago with both these guys, that should be the main event on pay-per-view for the title. Mark Briscoe and MJF instead of the chicken head biting fucking sideshow freaks. But anyway, so they start the thing. We got a heel, we got a baby face. MJF gets it, even though he's one of the young folks, and Mark's been around for a while, so he gets it. And they can both work, and they know how to set shit up to get a reaction. And Mark has great fire and timing, and they get 2 minutes or whatever they get, because there was, again, no legitimate time. I think one time they went 5 minutes and the next guy came out. But however long they got, I'm interested. And then number 3 comes out, and it's Ricochet. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This fucking doofus is going to screw something up. And he got in, and he made a deal with MJF. MJF made a deal with him to work on Briscoe together. So I'm thinking, okay, MJF is smart. He's probably figured out a way where he's going to work together with the fucking, and they get the fucking baby face down, and then he'll powder out, and they kind of started doing that. Bandito came in, and MJF and Ricochet shook hands like they're going to take care of him, like they took care of Briscoe, and then MJF thumbed Ricochet in the eye and bailed, and then let them fight. And MJF is staying out of it as much as possible because, again, he's smart. And then here comes Take a Shit. And he and Ricochet started doing the flips. And then he and Bandito started doing the flips. And it started turning into every AEW match. MJF came back in and stopped Bandito. And at least went to pop his hood. But the thing is, I think if they had... I'll let you make a comment here before we go to who's next in the ring. But if they had stuck to MJF making suckers out of the other heels and staying away from the other baby faces, and then brought it back around full circle before it went this fucking long with this too many side streets to goddamn Mark Briscoe and MJF, and done some type of angle to continue it more than what they did in a shorter time, they had something here. But then so many people started coming out, and they took so many side trips, and then MJF steals a win from Briscoe.
There were too many points where everyone was on the floor, except for the people in the ring, and like it happened, and they're like, man,
well, yes,
12 people on the floor right now waiting.
It's so, that's the thing is, you go, okay, a guy got bumped or a guy got bumped. When there's 10, 12 people laying around, how can they be all unconscious for 5 minutes at a time? It's nonsense. But anyway, up till now, before I reveal number 6, it wasn't bad with MJF and Briscoe in and out, in and out. Do you agree?
I agree.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that new place, which you have 0 time for. Fortunately, DoorDash knows all your neighborhood hotspots.
And then
I literally hit the button.
This was the first thing that started killing it. Number 6 is Mystico, who interrupts MJF trying to pull Bandito's mask off. But he doesn't interrupt it. That music interrupted it. What is that music? That is oh my God, it's like a funeral march. It instantly makes people go, oh, why are they playing that?
Well, again, in Arena Mexico, they sing along and they get really into the spirit of that song from 20 years ago when Mystico was a big star or whatever it was, but it didn't necessarily translate here to
There was no response.
It's definitely, of all the music we hear played during the run-ins, that's the most interesting one.
But it went forever. That's the thing. He comes down, there's no response. The music is death. He has a face-off with MJF. He tries to fire the people up, but they don't give a shit, and all you can hear is that rotten song that keeps playing and nobody doing anything. And then Mystico again begged the fans to cheer, and it's like they kind of did, so he would start wrestling. And that's and I was like, what happened to the other four guys? While time stood still, they're just laying around somewhere. It killed whatever momentum they had. And then Mystico, finally, he did a spot with each one of the guys, one at a time. Went to the top rope for a dive, lost his balance, jumped back down, climbed back up, dove on everybody, and here came poor Josh Alexander. And now it's just a normal AEW mess with MJF in there somewhere, staying out of it. But then Bowens came out. We were 15 minutes in already. Here comes Bowens. And then Roddy. And then Brody King. And I zoned out. Every once in a while, MJF would pop in, do something that got a reaction, and then lay out so the other people could come in and do some moves. And then, Brian, what have they done to our boy? Juice. 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 The juice is loose.
The facial hair was gone, and he was wearing Braun Strowman's outfit.
That's no beard, no mustache. If his hair is still long, but it ain't frizzed out and crazy. It's just, he looked like all the rest of these children. They cut Samson's hair, and he got in and beat up Ricochet and did some stuff. But no, he looks like everybody else now. Actually, not as good. What you couldn't tell with his previous look that he has just a normal fucking face. He looked like something.
And again, different outfit. Last time we saw him, he was in pants. This time, when the Undertaker wasn't wearing the Undertaker outfit, but he still had the black unitard or whatever.
Leotard, whatever that.
Yeah.
Not well, I start saying unitard as a slur, but. And then they've already got 11 people in there. And then suddenly, Bishop Khan and Tia Leone come in front of the referee because it's no disqualification. And they just start beating up Juice. And Ricochet then hits him with a shooting star, gets a 2 count or whatever. But now, because that's Ricochet's guys, but now in front of the referee again, they're keeping the other people out of the ring. They're getting involved. So then here come the Gun Boys. They're back. And they beat up Ricochet's stooges. And they get in the ring. And Ricochet runs into their finish. And then all 4 of them roll out and fight off. And the match keeps going. And here comes Idushi. And I'm like, they're ribbing us. And then here came Frank Mortis, number 13, Lucky 13. And I'm just tired of looking at it. And I don't know what went wrong here or what they were waiting for, but that's the point where it was 5 minutes before the next guy came in. And so they didn't do what they were supposed to do for a while, I guess. And then suddenly, boom, here comes Max Caster. And after this, they're out of the 30 minutes into this thing. And all this shit's going on. And then Castor comes out and does the promo
They gave me no explanation.
while he's walking to the ring.
I got this.
And everything in the match is at a halt. You don't even see it because he's doing the promo and he's getting him to do his chant.
You have a shiny charm, don't you?
Yeah.
And then as he gets to the apron, they bump him off the apron.
Guys,
Heck
cool.
yeah.
And then Roderick and Mark Briscoe go back and forth. Mark hits the J Driller on Roddy, and MJF comes from behind and dumps Mark and covers Roddy 1, 2, 3.
Valerian Slowpoke.
It took a while to get there, but the result was what it should have been.
I'm not saying MJF shouldn't have been the
I
winner.
gotta get the twigs.
And actually, the exchange between Roddy and Briscoe
Depends on if you want to roll.
within MJF capitalizing, that little exchange ain't bad. But right after they've had Max Caster come out and bring everything to a goddamn screeching halt with his fucking lame-ass bullshit and make it funny, and then boom, 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 and do the fucking finish. After 35 fucking minutes. That's what I'm saying to you.
Again, I continue a theme we've had for almost a year now. The breakup of the Acclaimed is utterly fascinating. I thought it was completely over, and then he comes out there and just does this shit right in Bowens' face. And then it all ended. So I'm not sure how that helps anything, but MJF the winner, he's now guaranteed a title shot in the future. That's intriguing. Which is the whole reason he went with the Hurt Syndicate. Right? Get the world title back.
And hopefully they will produce, because more on that later, but
Yeah,
we got another issue.
Well, Jim, we do have an issue. We do have an issue.
What's that?
And that issue is good eats. That issue is good food. And of course, when we're talking Texas, a lot of people think about barbecue, and this is barbecue weather for some of us. And you never know. You got to know what you're cooking is ready, is right. You don't want to poison yourself and your entire family and all your friends. And the temperature of the meat is important, but it's also a pain in the ass usually, or pain in the tuchus, I don't want to curse here, to have to monitor that. But now there's an easy way that we can introduce all of our friends listening to.
That's right. You can hook us your tookus up to our friends at Chef IQ Sense, or Chef IQ, who have the Chef IQ Sense product, the brilliantly simple cooking sensor that goes into whatever you're cooking. And they just came to us last week, Brian, and told us about this revolutionary product. And I got one, and of course, it talks to your phone, so instantly I scream, "Stacy!" I believe I told you this the other day. And she was overjoyed. Now, I've been using the same old rectal thermometer that my mom used on me when I was a kid on steaks and roasts and chicken and turduckens and things like that. Sometimes these cuts of meats, it's hard to find where the sphincter is to put that rectal thermometer in there, but so it's a wide range of whether you're overdone or underdone. But with Chef IQ Sense, then you just stick this sensor into the meat or the chicken or the fish or your mother-in-law, whatever you're sticking in the oven.
If you're a mom, then you know just how expensive it is to feed a house full of kids. I mean, I need an entirely different budget category dedicated just to the amount of money I spend on fruit snacks. And sometimes the grocery budget just can't keep up with my kids' crazy appetites. Luckily, if you take just 2 minutes to sign up, you can get spotted up to $200 through Chime without having to worry about
Oven. And then it will call your phone, I guess. Is that the right terminology, Brian, that the young folks use? It will tell your phone
It will speak
when the
to your
meat's
phone.
done.
It'll speak to your phone.
It'll speak it to your phone.
There goes.
And it'll say it's medium, or it's medium rare, or it's
Dang
rare, or it's mooing, or whatever you want.
Of course, Jim, it also tells your phone the temperature of the meat you're cooking. Suzanne is over the moon about this thing. She loves her Chef IQ and the Chef IQ.
And it'll tell you if your cow was sick with mad cow disease. When you stick the thermometer in the burger meat, it will tell you if it's got a temperature, you know it's got something contagious.
That's not the way it works. It won't tell you, it won't surprise you either and say, hey,
Well,
this hamburger actually finished third in Belmont.
well, I'll tell you. As a matter of fact, you know, last time I was at Belmont, I had bad luck. The starter's gun shot my horse, but it will indeed tell you also the particular species. Like you can stick it in if you want your muskrat a certain way. I think it's got a species setting, doesn't it? Or possibly zebra,
No.
depending on what you're
Once
cooking.
again, standard fare. I guess we could say standard meat, hot dogs, hamburgers, pot roast, whatever you're making.
What?
You need to know what you're making.
Yes.